How's it going? So I hope you're all having a decent Monday. I do apologise, this video is rather late in the evening. I would have liked to have had it out earlier, but life is life. So anyway guys, I hope it's all going well for you, and let's have a little look at what I've got here. So, Betrayal at Calth box set. Amazingly, as if by some almighty miracle from above, I've actually managed to pull my finger out and get cracking on it again. Seeing as I only have 10 Marines, not exactly difficult. But I was looking at my guys, looking at the sprues going, what do I want to make? Well, I have 30 Marines. I have two veteran tactical squads and a tactical squad. Two are from the kit. One is a Space Marine squad, tactical squad I bought from GW, or had bought for me from GW, which I've had knocking around for a while. And then I thought, well, what do I want to do? You know, what do I want to do? Do I want to do another veteran squad, or do I want to do a tactical squad, or do I want to do something completely different? And I went through my bits box and I had a look at what was on the sprues, and I realised I had enough special weapons to make a tactical support squad. And I really like the tactical support squads because I think it's really, really fun to give 10 Space Marines, you know, special weapons like plasma guns, flamers, melter guns, flamers, etc. I think I said flamers twice, but you know, that is fine. Anyway, so yeah, so I think it's a wonderful idea to be able to do that. So I decided to take 5 guys and give them flamers, and then there's another 5 guys who I am yet to build, but they're going to have plasma guns. Ooh, my favourite. Well, yeah, kind of my favourite, apart from when they blow up in your face. Anyway, enough on that, or more on that later, I should say. So what have we got here? Well, as you can see, we've got 3 guys here with the Crusade variant flamer, and they're all in various states of running. This squad was all meant to be sort of running or moving forward, or you know, a semblance of motion at least, because I thought the other squads I'd done, I intended for some of them to have a lot more guys in it running, but that didn't happen due to me forgetting, or kind of getting a little bit like, oh, I've got to do this much sort of converting again, which is a bit naughty. You know, if I didn't want to do it, I should have stopped and waited until I had the sort of motivation to do it. But alas, that wasn't how it went down. So with these guys, I was like, nah, let's get them all moving, running, stuff like that. Get a nice sense of action. And seeing as these guys are going to be Blood Angels, that makes a lot of sense. That makes more sense why they would be sort of barreling forward, because that's kind of what Blood Angels do. They're all about assault, and also Flamers are very assaulty. So yeah, so these 3 guys here are all armed with the Crusade / Heresy era variant, and this guy here is probably my favourite out of the entire group, just because of the pose. You know, that nice weight there, going down on one foot, slightly leaning. The torso's really twisted as he's sort of hefting his weight forward. And he's got this bent arched foot there. He's got these pouches there, these ammo pouches there, swinging out on the side, and you can just really see the movement there as he's sort of barreling forward. So I really like him. So yeah, these guys again, sort of just stepping out, or perhaps, you know, walking slightly, as this guy is. He's just perhaps just sort of planting his feet down. And then we have this gentleman here. Now this chap here, as you'll recognise, has got the 40k variant flamer, which I have cut down here and there just to give it a bit more of a sort of I don't know how you'd say it. I suppose this far more, it's less intricate, this more sort of plain bog standard, you know, aesthetic to the flamer, because again, this is sort of going to be early in the life of that variant, so I didn't want too many gizmos or whatever on it. So like I say, I've just shaved bits off the top of the flamer, but apart from that, I haven't really done much. And yeah, and I like this. I like the sort of the mix between this sort of very old mark of armour and this sort of more modern version of flamer. And the idea was that, you know, these weapons were being developed during the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy, and were slowly making their way out into squads. And also these guys are going to be some of the Marines who managed to get to Macragge and to the Imperium Secundus, and so they're perhaps picking up weapons that have been hastily developed or pushed forward in order to you know, to supply them the Space Marines desperate to get back out into the fight. And then this chap here is the sergeant, as you can tell by his little skull on his helmet there. That's the mark of a sergeant for this squad, and his helmet will be a different colour. But he has got this sort of prototype variant of the Flamer, which I imagine was a sort of a missing link between this version and this version, and so the muzzle design is that, you know, the muzzle is sort of slowly turning from this more sort of slightly cylindrical version into a more sort of elongated version like this one. But I like the idea it's still quite compact, so it's not as big as that one. Likewise, I like the idea that the fuel canister was sort of being mucked around with, and sort of perhaps the design was changing again from this. Well, no, actually, you say that the design is quite similar, though it does look like it gets bigger in the later variant. So yeah, I've gone to show that it's become slightly enlarged. And then you've got this fuel cable here, as you would expect, sort of a prototype version. It's not very pretty, it's not very clean, but it gets the job done. And again, I filed off bits here to give it a lot more sort of basic aesthetic. You know, there's no lights or, you know, there's no spinning things or any sort of fancy toys on this. It is just designed to see if the thing works, and that's it. And again, I like the idea that they've sort of been palming all of this experimental stuff onto these Marines who are desperate for armament, and they're just taking it out there. And also a part of the idea was to show the evolution of the Flamer. So you've got this variant here, moving to something more like this, ending up with something like this, and then of course it will change again later on with some bits and pieces added on top. I have no idea what that thing is meant to be on top. This sort of weird little spiky thing. Here, on these variants, they've sort of got like a carry handle, which makes sense, because no one wants to be sort of just lugging a flame around by the grip all day. But this thing, it's like this, the weirdest thing. I can't work out if it's meant to be some sort of sight, you know, some sort of like, you know, range sort of you know, means to judge like at the arc of the flame or something like that. I have no idea, and you kind of think they wouldn't need it, seeing as they're wearing these helmets with all this tactical data and stuff pouring into it. But you know, oh well. I don't make the models. I'll just put them together and paint them. So there you go. And anyway, at the end of the day, I'm happy with them all. I like the fact they've got this nice sense of movement as a squad. I like, you know, the flamers I've built. And I'm looking forward to getting these guys painted up as Blood Angels and put out there. Likewise, if you notice, the armour is all quite sort of heavy, if that makes sense. It's all very studded, and you know, there's sort of this, like, there's almost like these Mark III plates here, you know, and the idea is, again, is just to give this idea that these guys, being sort of, you know, sort of flamethrower units, you know, kind of need perhaps a bit of extra protection, like perhaps heat-resistant materials. And I am actually going to paint some of these guys up with singe marks on them, you know, and sort of flame damage to show that they are, you know, constantly tearing through burning buildings and stuff like that. Buildings they've set on fire. So there you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've all had a good weekend since I last met you on Friday. If you haven't, and you would like to, please go over to Elstonation's channel and check out his work, because on Friday I did appear on his channel for Chilling Wargamers, which was so awesome, so much fun. I super enjoyed that. So, you know, a big thank you to Elsto for that, and yeah, for all of those who got involved asking questions and stuff like that. It was really good fun. I got asked what kind of potato I'd like to be, which was surreal, yet for some reason a rather difficult and quite probing question. So I'm not sure what that says about me. I apologise for the sound of the washing machine going off at the moment. It's only set for about half an hour, despite the fact that it feels like it's been going since time begun. So I'll try and avoid that, you know, in my next vid. So yeah, guys, yeah, please pop over to Elstonation's channel, share the love there. Feel free to comment, like, leave questions, make suggestions, any of that business. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe if you don't want to, but if you would like to, thank you very much. You're always welcome. And thank you to all of you who have commented and subscribed and liked and all that sort of business. Very kind of you, very generous. Thank you as well to all of you who've left comments, being so sort of just very, very kind with your words and stuff like that. It's always it's always. Oh, excuse me, just did a burp. It's always it's quite heartening to have that sort of positivity, given to you or shown to you. So thank you very much. It's it's just nice. It's nice of you guys to be nice. So thank you very much. I don't do it for the compliments, of course, but it is grand to have the community sort of be so accepting of my work. So thank you very much, and likewise to all of you out there who I've seen your work on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. Fantastic. Seriously, I genuinely don't think I've seen a piece of work yet on either YouTube or any of the model making pages on social networking or anything like that. I've genuinely not seen any yet that have made me go, perhaps not. Generally, all of them have been exceptional. So well done. If any of those pieces are to someone who's watching. So guys, take it easy. Catch you on Friday, or maybe before then. Who knows? I am the video ninja. I could be anywhere. No, I won't be. That's a lie. I'll be here in my house because it's too cold outside. But thanks guys again for watching. Take it easy. Stay safe. Keep on model making. Keep on painting and putting that stuff out there. And I will catch you when I catch you. Peace.